Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy in here, and welcome to kind of a different video that's been kind of like that's been kind of been a long demand or long request on my YouTube channel for about a year now, and I'm finally doing it because yeah, you guys seem to really enjoy my videos, and I'm going to show you how to make a tornado in Gmod. Now there's going to be a multitude of these videos. I don't know how many, because there's definitely videos that you can make, or what am I saying? There's a lot of tornadoes that you can make in Gmod. Now you guys are probably wondering, Ian, what menu screen are you in? Well, I am in a totally different menu to Gmod itself. This is known as the editor or the tool side of Gmod, and I'm going to show you how to access this. So you go into your Steam, right? Just ignore this. This is my Steam profile. And so if you right click on Garry's mod, and then you go to properties, and then you go down here where it says launch options, and then you type in /tools. You type in that, and then it'll take you into this interface, which may look completely unfamiliar to you, but you'll get it once you get the hang of it. And trust me, making a tornado in Garry's mod is quite a long process, so don't expect this to be like a very short video. So once you load in Garry's mod, you are presented with this menu, and there are multiple editors, or there are multiple tools that you can access. You can do commentary, particle, or material. Of course, you want to switch to the particle editor. This says no particle system loaded. That means that you haven't loaded any particle systems here. I'm going to take a screenshot just probably for the thumbnail, because I think I'm going to make like a very unique thumbnail. So as you can see right here, these are my tornadoes right here for turbulent tornadoes, but that's not what we want to do. So you go up to File, and then you click New, and it brings you to this very this very complicated interface. So one thing I suggest you do, if you want to, just put the background color to a white color, just so that you can kind of see what you're doing. And I really suggest you save and make this a thing. So I'm going to do tutorial tornadoes. Yeah, so there's going to be a multitude of these videos. This video will demonstrate how to make a rope tornado, or just a very basic tornado, not like a wedge tornado. This is going to be a rope tornado. And like I said, I am going to make a multitude of videos, like how to make a wedge tornado, an anticyclonic tornado, a multi-vortex tornado, a stovepipe tornado, even though stovepipe is like almost the same thing with a wedge tornado, but just making the funnel smaller. And then you can also make tornadoes with satellite tornadoes if you so desire to, which I can show you if you want to. So we are here with this interface, and you probably already guessed, you can go up here and press create, and this will give you, and then you can then enter your particle system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in, just come up with like any name that you want to. So I'm going to go with wall cloud. But first, so whenever it comes to you making a tornado, I really suggest you make the wall cloud first, to kind of get like the picture of what kind of tornado you're going to create. So I'm going to name this wall cloud flat. So here we go, and then there you go. The particle system, or the particle name in the system has been created, and you can change it right here if you want to. So anyways, I'm going to kind of scoot this over here. As you can see, over to your right, you have the render you have the render screen. So like once you eventually create your tornado, you will see the tornado like get rendered right here in this area. So again, the process to making a tornado is a very long like process in my opinion. If you're creating like from scrap, like straight up fresh particle, it takes up to like 45 minutes from my experience, but I am extremely experienced into this because I've been making tornadoes for over 2 years. So we are here, and yeah, let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is that you see over here where it says properties. You want to go, okay, so you want to go to renderer, and okay, so you right click and then you press add, and then render animated sprites. So you add this, and there's going to be quite a lot of things that you're going to have to add for a complete tornado. So you go down here where it says orientation type, put that to 3. And this will make the texture a straight flat texture, even though you can't see it, but you will in a minute. So that's all you have to do for the render for the wall cloud. And then for the operator, there is a multitude of things that I do suggest you add. Alpha, fade, and decay. For me, I changed nothing here, but you still have to add it, in my opinion. Alpha, fade, and random, you also have to add. And this, the fade in time minimum and maximum indicates how much time the material or the texture will form. So you can change this, but I don't suggest it. It's fine where it fits. And next thing I would add is movement basic. Now this kind of like this kind of has like a and then the gravity, you know, like it's x y z x z y axis right here, kind of like Minecraft if you think about it. You can, for a wall cloud, I don't suggest changing any of those, but I do suggest putting in a drag of 0.1, just to kind of make the movement more stable. And then movement lock to control point is probably one of the most important things, so that the particle stays, the particle stays stable. Next thing is movement rotate particle axis. It's optional if you want to add this. Just be very careful, because once you add it in, if you have like materials right here, you would it would go like absolutely crazy. It would go at an insane speed at 180 on the rotation rate. So I'm gonna put this at like 5 to make it like very slow, or to make it like a normal speed. And then okay, so I think that might be it for the wall cloud. I'll come back if I missed anything. Now onto the initializer. So there's quite a few things here that you do have to add. Alpha random, do not change anything here, just put it in. Color random, now this depends on what kind of color you want the particle to be. And for this instance, I'm going to put it at 100, so that it would make it kind of like a gray color, a simple gray color. Now, of course, okay, so let's say if you wanted the particle to be like a slight orange, you would have to go if you want the orange to like really show, I suggest you go here. But if you go like too far here, the orange will be like extremely saturated, and I would not suggest it. And then lifetime random. This indicates how long the particle, like how much lifetime it has. So I would put it at 20, even though what we're about to do here in a minute, you'll understand how it works. So lifetime minimum and maximum, put that at 20. Again, these are my suggestions. And then next thing is position within sphere. Okay, so position modify offset random. I would put that just in case, but do not change anything here. Position within sphere random. Now this kind of gives the radius of how big the particle is going to be, or how big the radius is. And I do suggest to put the the distance bias to 110, so that because if you have it to 111, it would pretty much form like an entire sphere with your particle, and I do not suggest that. Radius random. This is also very important. This pretty much indicates like how big the texture is going to be. So I'm going to put it at like 10,000 because again, this is going to be a tornado, for God's sake. Rotation random. I do suggest if you want like a more realistic wall cloud, or the textures is not on the same rotation, or not the same rotation offset, and it would look kind of weird. Sequence random, I also do suggest. For some materials that you use, even though there is a lot of materials that I'll be showing throughout these videos. So and we're going to use I kind of forgot to do this. So if you go back to properties, if you go here where it says material, just open this up and you can select a variety of materials. Now you want to go down to particle, and of course for me I have quite a lot of things. So go down to particle, here it is right here, and you would go all the way down, and there's a lot of particles here, and then you would go, it says particle slash smoke one slash dust motes underscore alpha, I believe. Yeah, so you select that, and yeah, so that would indicate that you have selected a material. So sequence random, I would suggest put the maximum at 2 and 1 for this specific smoke texture, even though you probably have seen it used by many people, especially for me, because I'm a very like experienced particle dev for turbulent tornadoes and X-twisters, even though I only started working for them like a month ago now. So now so you go on past the initializer to the emitter. Now this will emit your particle. So what you want to do is that you want to put emit continuously, and you see how that forms right there? Their particle forms, and it looks like I might have, yeah. Okay, so yeah, remember what I said about the color being too exaggerated. You don't want that, in my opinion. So yeah, so as you can see, the particle has been rendered, but I do suggest you put the emission rate down extremely to like 15, so that actually no, I'll say to 5, because yeah, it would look kind of weird. So yeah, there you go. And in my opinion, I think oh, I completely forgot to do this. So for the position within sphere random, you would want to set the distance maximum out to like 10,000. And this is usually what I do, is to set the distance maximum to 10,000. And there you go. You have a flat wall cloud. Ain't that cool? So a really useful tip that I do suggest. So instead of you having to make particle systems over and over again, it'll be extremely time consuming. But thanks to Gezi for actually telling me this 2 years ago. Some of you guys probably know him. So in order to like recreate an entire particle system over again, you literally can press copy, and you can copy that particle system. But you do have to come up with another name, because you can't have the same name, because like look, if you type it in, it says that it already exists, so you can't do it. So now we are going to create the base of the particle. Now, now this is kind of going to be like the cloud structure, but that means that it's not going to look like this. So first thing I would suggest you do is put the radius minimum maximum down to like 2500, because we are going to create the like the base, and you guys have probably seen this before. And also for the rendered animated sprites, I would suggest put this at 1. The orientation type to 1, or 0, my bad, I think. Or actually, no. Okay, I know what's wrong. So for this one, you would have to type in particle / smoke1 / smoke1. And there you go. Now it renders. So yeah, as you can see, it's kind of like It's kind of your own like particle system. And now actually comes in something that I would suggest to add if you want to have like a really unique wall cloud. So there's this render called radius scale, and this will so let's say if you put the radius and scale to like 4, this will indicates how big the particle will actually grow. So as you can see, if you look really closely, the particles are actually growing. And I'm probably going to put the sequence maximum to like 6, even though this is optional. You could put it at any sequence of this particle if you want to. Yeah, and I'm trying to give you all the best example here. And scale bias is kind of like at the end time of that particle. So if you put it to like 0.3, the growing will get kind of slower. And I do suggest putting the lifetime random to be a little bit lower. Just because I use it like that. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Oh, another thing. I wouldn't suggest having the alpha random to be at 255. I would put it at like, okay, so like usually I would put up to 200 if I wanted like a very severe looking wall cloud, but I would put it at like 125, so that it doesn't make the wall cloud look so buffy. But yeah, as you can see, the the texture is more I don't want to say transparent, but it's more like it's less denser. Yeah, it's a less denser wall cloud structure now. So the next particle system that we're gonna add is kind of just like a an extra wall cloud design. Now, of course, we're gonna make another part of this because I do suggest it. So literally, the only thing you have to add here, or at least in my opinion, this is what I do. You would only have to change the material to effects /faz underscore dust underscore thick, and this will render a entirely new, entirely different texture. Excuse me. Yeah, and one thing I do suggest for this material, I would do suggest putting the animation rate to like 0.05. So that, okay, so let me put the background color down. You notice how the texture stays all cloudy? That's what I do suggest. So yeah. And then okay, I'm gonna put the emission rate down just for that. And I think I'm gonna make the radius scale up to like the radius random up to like 3,000 just to make it a little bigger, because I want like a very regular looking wall cloud. And then last part I do suggest is the exact center of the wall clouds. I'm going to put wall cloud center, and this is really self-explanatory. So first thing, okay, so let's kind of go like down the area here. So first you would have to remove movement, rotation, axis, and then you would add a rotation spin roll. Now, so okay, so watch the okay, so yeah, it makes your texture spin. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the distance maximum on the position with the sphere to 0, so it'll be right in the center, right? And then you would put the alpha random to like 25, so we're going to make it like very transparent, and then we're going to put the emission rate down to 2, and then you're going to change the material to particle underscore cloud. Now this is a texture that comes from Half-Life Episode 2. So if you look at it really closely, you can see a spiral like movement coming in. That's what that is. Then I'm going to put the radius minimum down to like 2500, so that it kind of, yes, as you can see, it's kind of like that. And then yeah, we are done with the wall cloud side of things. But I do suggest, okay, so if you want all of these particles to like come together to form like an actual wall cloud, you would straight up create another brand new particle system. and we're just going to keep it as wall cloud. But this time, for like any of these things, you don't have to do anything, but I would suggest put render animated sprites, and then emit continuously, or put it down to like 5, I don't care, or 25 just to be safe, or like 10. I'm figuring out hard numbers here. So you would put down movement basic, because, okay, so what we're going to do here is that we're going to add in children particles. Now this means that you can stack particles in together to form like a an entire like cool wall cloud system. So if you added all those in, you would look here, and yeah, look at that. You have now rendered a complete wall cloud. Look at that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But we're still not done here. We still have to add lock to a control point, because that's very important. And then you go down here where it says set child control points from particle positions. And this indicates where the position of the child is going to be, or at least that's what the particle editor calls it. Alpha random, put this at to 0, because there's kind of a coincidence where you would see like a tiny little white square in the center. So I put that at 0. Lifetime random as well. I don't know if you have to put this at 5. I'm pretty sure you have to put a number there. Position within sphere, and then now we're up. Now, okay, now here's another important thing. Position modify offset random. Put the last number at 6,000, and there you go. Now the wall cloud is at that axis, which is a really important thing, because you want to make sure that your particle system is at that level. Yeah. So we are done with the wall cloud. I'm pretty sure we're already like 15 minutes, 20 minutes into this thing. Even though this is probably not going to be trimmed or cut it out. Next part we're going to make is the funnel for the tornado. And we're just going to call this rope funnel. Or yeah, we'll just call it rope. So this is your this is your legitimate tornado. So same thing as before with the render with animated sprites, and then again you don't have to change anything there. The emitter for a rope funnel, I suggest I put it at like 20. Okay, so operator, you would add in alpha fade and decay as well. Alpha fade and random, but this time I would suggest I put it at like 0.1, so that the funnel kind of forms, you know, to where it's at the ground. You can see it like actually touching the ground. Movement basic. Color fade. This is also so pretty much when your particle is at its like end lifetime, I would suggest put this at 100 to match the color of the wall cloud, so it would kind of look, you know, it would look more realistic. Movement basic. I'm gonna put the gravity to. Okay, I'm gonna put the last number. I believe this is like the y-axis. Yeah, it's the y-axis. I'm gonna put the y-axis at -50, and there's a reason for that. I'll show you here in a little bit. Movement lock to control point. Movement rotate particle around axis. That's optional if you want to have like a rotation, but it would look kind of weird, not gonna lie. And then radius scale. I would definitely put the radius end scale at like 6, so that the funnel. And as you can see, there's a square forming, but that's because the texture is there. And I'll put the scale bias at like 0.2. And then I think that might be it for it. Okay, so alpha random, just keep it the same there. For the color random, we're actually going to choose a realistic color here. So we're going to go like around here to like where it's kind of orangey. But again, you don't want the color to be too exaggerated. Lifetime random, you would put this at like 14 for the funnel. Now, of course, okay. So you see how it's going down. That just ignore that. I'm gonna fix that in a minute. Modify offset random. Just put that there, just because I put it there, but don't change anything about it. Position within sphere, change the y-axis to 0 on the, on the distant bias. Radius random. Oh, actually no. No. I almost there's a few things that you need to do on this. So speed and local coordinate system minimum and maximum. You would put this at 800 so that the texture would actually move up, as you can see. Now, of course, I know that may look really weird, but we're to fix that in a minute. Remap initial scalar. Now, the output field. This is kind of like the time of how much the particle will like come in. So if it's like radius, it'll give it that time of the radius to like scale up. So if you look here, actually I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but let's put it to alpha so that the funnel kind of like has a fade in. Yeah, like right there. But you'll be able to see in a minute. And then radius random, you put this at like 100. Let's see if 100 works. Oh yeah, very much. Yeah, so as you can see, how the texture kind of has like a have like a fade into it. I think I'm going to make this at like 14, just to have the funnel kind of a kind of realistic there. Rotation random, I also do suggest. Just keep this here, just so that it kind of has like a more twister look to it. Sequence random, don't really have to add anything there, but and then velocity noise. Now I actually really like this function. So you put time noise coordinate scale. My suggestion is 0.1, and then okay, so you put the output maximum to 50, -50, and then 0, and then you do the opposite here, -50, 50, and 0. And then as you can see, if you kind of like move your position, you can see that the particle system has this kind of movement to it, like that, as you can see. Now, what I'm going to do here, so the texture that I'm actually going to use is for this funnel, and this is what I usually use for a lot of rope tornadoes, is effects / animated tornado. Gotta make sure I spelled that right. / animated tornado. I believe I got that right. Yep, I did. So, as you can see, it forms a texture there. But you notice it looks all derpy. So I'm gonna put the rotation random to very low. I'm gonna set it to 10, and well, look at there. You have a realistic funnel. You have a realistic funnel. How cool is that? Now, one thing I do suggest about the animation rate of this thing, this is what I usually do. So you go back to render, and then you put the animation rate like to extremely low, like 0.005. Just so that the funnel kind of looks more, like that. Yeah. So there you go. You have a completely rendered like funnel. It's pretty awesome. Now, if you want the funnel to like move in a specific direction with the position within sphere, you could put this at like -100. Just don't put it at a very high number, because the funnel will go crazy, and all. So yeah, as you can see, the funnel kind of goes off in that direction. So yeah, and you can do this with like sidewinder tornadoes as well. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video on that. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm not sure. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, force generator, twist around axis, I would also add, just to kind of give it like, it kind of moves around more up at the top. So yeah, I kind of like how it does that. And again, I don't suggest it put it at like -1000, because the funnel, the funnel does that. I mean, actually, yeah, the funnel just goes crazy. So I'll put it like -200 if you want like a very crazy funnel where it like bends a whole bunch. Then yeah, I do suggest it. But we're not exactly done with the funnel. That actually looks really cool, not gonna lie. So now that we're done with the funnel, well, we're not exactly done because there's one thing that I actually do use. Now this is optional if you want to do this, but you can overlay this funnel with a different texture. Now, now of course you can copy this whole particle system right here. You can copy the whole funnel and then just put like rope underscore overlay, or let's just put swirl, and there's a reason for that. So literally all you have to do for this, if you want to have an overlaid texture to the original funnel, I would suggest like put particle slash smoke one slash smoke one. This is the texture that we used a little bit ago. And then add in sequence random to 2 and, oh whoops, 2 and 1, just so that it kind of has that smooth texture. I do suggest putting like the radius random up a little bit. Let's see if okay, maybe like 180, just to kind of give it like you can see it. And then alpha random, you would have to go down a lot to like 35 and like 40, so that you can see that, yeah, the funnel is not that visible. But rotation random, you would put the maximum at a 360. If you put it anywhere higher than that, then it won't work. It would glitch out. And then rotation spin roll makes the particle spin, makes the texture spin. Excuse me. So yeah, you can kind of tell that it spins. But for example, if I just put it like 18, you'll be able to see it spin. Yeah, like that. But again, we're not gonna put it at that high number. We're gonna put it at 6. So yeah, and then also for the radius scale, we're probably gonna put the end scale like 16. So yeah. But in order to make like a super realistic particle, if you want the particle to okay, I'm gonna put the emission rate like 10. If you want the funnel to like touch down, you would have to make a drop cloud. Now let me actually show that. Rope drop cloud. Now this is going to be kind of interesting to make. It kind of goes along with putting the children like part. So you put rope, and then you put rope swirl, and you can actually see like if you actually look like really closely, you can see the particle like in there, even though because of the alpha random, it makes it like very hard to see, but you can see it if you look like really closely. This one heck of a funnel right there. But yeah, and I really suggest you using the animated tornado texture, because it's a very nice texture. Render animated sprites, kind of the same things with the whole wall cloud thing. Drag, yeah, I'll put a drag of 0.1 for the movement basic, locked control point, and then set child control points from particle positions, and then you go to initializer, alpha random, put that all the way down to 0, lifetime random, put it to like 15 so that you can actually see the funnel like drop down. Offset random, put this at 9,000, because you'll see in a minute. And then position within sphere. Just kind of do the same thing there with the y-axis on the distance bias to 0, and then you would go to the emitter, and then you would emit. You put it at like 15. Now you would see the funnel render all the way up here, but there's a reason for that. So we're gonna put tutorial rope tornado. Now this right here is going to be like the entire particle system combined together. So we're gonna put the wall cloud right there, as you can see, and we're going to put the drop cloud. You don't put anything of you don't put the ropes. You put the drop cloud, and then you see the delay here. You would put this at like or actually no. Okay, I forgot something. So you go to force generator, and then you see pull towards control point. You would get rid of that too. Well, this is what I do, and then you put the amount of force to like 15,000, and yeah, you could see the tornado coming down. So yeah, so just kind of wait here, and you'll see the tornado touch down. You'll see the tornado touching down. There it is. Yeah. So you see the tornado touching down, and yeah, um, definitely. This is not compared to like the best tornadoes I've made, but it's up there. It's still like my level of skill. But yeah, there you go. You have a funnel in you have a tornado. You have a funnel in the wall cloud. Yeah. Now of course with the color and everything for anything, or if you want to make the wall cloud bigger, I will show that in future videos. It's not really that much of a difference at all. But there's one more thing that we have to do before we have to complete this whole dang particle. And that's to make debris. No crap, you have to make debris. So okay, so for this one, let's just put rope debris, or actually, yeah, let's just put debris, debris A, because I'm going to use multiple debris systems here. So pretty much this kind of goes along the same thing. Render animated sprites, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so you pretty much just put the same stuff here. Movement basic, you don't have to put a drag, in my opinion. Alpha faded random, I'll probably put it like 0.15. Locked control point, or actually I already have that. Oh yeah, and you can also move up or move down any particle systems to the left. Movement, rotation around axis. Let's put that at like 45 so that you can actually see it rotate. Radius scale, put it to like the end scale to 3. That's it for the operator. You go to the initializer, alpha random. I'll put it at 200 to not make it completely visible, but you can still see it. Alpha or not alpha, lifetime random to 5, because this is going to be debris. Just put the offset there just for being in there. Position within sphere, you would want to put the y-axis on the scale bias back to 0, and then radius you would put to like let's see here. Okay, so for a rope tornado, I do suggest putting the distance max to like 250, so that it'll be like a small debris cloud. And then radius random, put it at like, I don't know, like 200 and 100. You can have different numbers, it really doesn't matter. Rotation random, sequence random, I'll put it at like 6 to 2. Just because again, it's optional for the sequence random to have like any numbers there. And then emit, and then put it at like 10. Now I don't think I rendered a particle there. So yeah, I'm gonna use the same material here, and it looks like I think I might have forgotten something, because the particle forms like instantly. So okay, there we go. Fixed it. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to add color random to this as well. Oh yeah, and there's also going to be another color feature that I'm going to. It's like the last thing that I'm going to bring up in this video, because it's in the operator, and it's called color light from control point, and it's extremely complicated when you're not used to this stuff. So yeah. Also for the position within sphere, you would put speed and local coordinate to like 200 to give it like move up a little bit, as you can see. As you can see right there, the debris is spinning up. Now, of course, I think I can like put it at like 0.1, right, without it glitching out. Yeah. Yeah. So that's good enough. And then also, to make it have like super realistic, you would put the speed minimum and maximum to like 100, so that the particle actually stretches out like that. So yeah, and then you would put the color random, and I'm probably gonna go like around here. Really doesn't matter what you choose, as long as it's not like super bright or super saturated. Um, as long as it's not really that. Actually, no, I think I'm gonna put it like more like down here. Not super saturated color, but you you will see tornadoes with the debris like this color, and yeah, that looks good. That's reasonable debris. So yeah, I think I think that would fit. So I would of course make a second debris, because obviously in my opinion you would want more debris systems. So this time we are going to put like the radius maximum out here. But of course I'm going to have a different material for this, and I'm going to put the emission rate down to 2, and then set the texture to particle / particle underscore debris, I think underscore 02. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, and then this texture forms. And then, in my opinion, you would put rotation and spin roll, so that the debris like spins around. Realistically speaking, and minimum, yeah, I'd set it to 500 so that it's it renders at that distance. So, and then radius scale, I would probably set it down to 1 probably. And then I would set the rotation axis just a little bit higher, but not too higher, not too high. And yeah, there you go. Color, keep it the same. Yeah. So third particle system that I'm going to make is I call it pebble debris. Just because of the fact, like, the texture that I'm going to use is literally like little pebbles. So I'm going to put the radius minimum and maximum down to like very low. Then I'm going to set, okay, so I'm going to set one of the speed and local coordinates to be like 800. And then the speed minimum to 300. I know for a lot of you this is going to be really confusing at first, but you go back to the material, because I can't exactly like type in the texture because I don't memorize it good. Now, if I can find it, I'm pretty sure you can also like search it up. But the thing is, it doesn't render up here, so I mean, I'm probably gonna have to like find it, and I'm probably gonna have to find it in my I think I'm probably gonna have to find it in one of my other files. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have found the texture, and I'm gonna copy it to there, and you notice these little pebbles form. Yeah, so I suggest add that as well, and put one of the lifetimes to 10 just to have it like, again that this is all for like realism if you wanna make it, and to make the particles drag down, to put the movement basic y-axis to -65, and this will make the pebbles like eventually like descent towards the ground if you have the lifetime random set to a high number, or not much of a higher number, but just a bigger number. Yeah, like right there, you can see the debris like descending to the ground. But we're not done yet. We are going to make a suck dirt particle as well. Now, of course, I know that name may sound a little weird, but for this one, we are going to use effects / smoke one. Now, this is literally the same texture, or the most texture that we use throughout this video, but there's one unique use to it. I'm going to put render animated sprites there. Do not change anything, but we're going to add in render sprite trail. and you would set this to 2000, or I think like 1500. I'll show you why in a minute, and then you literally do the same thing again. Um, kind of losing breath here, sorry about that. This is just a really long video to make, and I've tried to attempt this many times before, but I just wasn't in the energy for it, so I'm finally doing it. So rotation particle, or rotate particle around axis, I wouldn't suggest. Rotation scale, I do suggest. Spin roll, yeah. Spin roll, I also do suggest. And then I'll probably go to the emitter and just straight up add it. As you can see, the particle like forms there, but we're not done yet. Put the alpha random to 200. I'm just trying to like speed this up so that yeah. They put the radius distance probably to like 300 for like a rope tornado. Yeah. Offset as well. Radius 100 would work. Yeah, 100 would work. Rotation random. Sequence random. Oh, and I'm probably gonna go. I'm actually gonna go back over something here in a little bit. It's not the rotation like this. It's not the directional lighting that I just mentioned. It's actually something else. So sequence random, you got that done. But for the force generator, you would go twist around axis, and then you would put in like -200, and this makes the yeah, this makes the debris, or this makes the suck have like a spiral to it. And we're also going to add in pull towards control point, and then this kind of makes the particle like go inwards. As you can see right there, it kind of has it stable. Okay, I think I'm going to put the axis to like 1500, even though I didn't add that. And I think I'm going to put the render sprite trail down to 1000. Yeah, that's better. Or like like 650, I don't know. Yeah, and then put the color about the same, and of course you can copy it. I think I'm actually going to make this bigger because again, like once you can compare it to like other particles, you do probably will have to fix it with that. So there you go. That's the suck dirt, and I would suggest adding like 1000 to the control point just to kind of make it go inwards, to make it have like a realistic wall cloud. So now we're going to add a debris cloud, which will add all of these particles together. And I really hope you guys have enjoyed this so far. The Roland Tempest has suggested me to do this because he also makes tornadoes, and I'm doing it. I'm probably doing it for multiple people. So yeah, hope you guys do enjoy it, and I hope you guys appreciate this series. The series that's coming up. Of course, there's going to be more videos of this. So yeah, so we are going to add all the debris in, and as you can see, like once you add them in, it kind of forms. Yeah, as you can see, it kind of forms this cool debris system. And the delay also, I do suggest like putting it around like 14 to 20. Like just kind of do what I'm doing here. So yeah, and then you add the debris cloud to here, and then the whole tornado is finished right here. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's how you make a rope tornado inside Garry's mod. But of course, we're not done here. There are 2 more features that I'm going to add to this tornado. But yeah, this is it. This is how you make a rope tornado in Gmod. Now, of course, there are many other ways that you can make rope tornadoes in Gmod, but of course, I'm not going to go like over every single way to make a rope tornado. because it would just be extremely time consuming, and yeah, it wouldn't be fun. So 2 more things that I'm going to shoot. For a second I thought I glitched out the entire system there. 2 more things that I'm going to add is first of all, I'm going to add the remap initial scaler. Now this is kind of like what I demonstrated earlier. This kind of gives a time of how the particle will fade in, as you can see right there. I'm going to set this to 6. So like, yeah, as you can see, it gives it a time to like fade in. So I'm actually going to do these for all the particles. And okay, for that one I'm going to give it 2 because it's like actual debris. And like for the rest of it, it's kind of like dirt. For the pebble debris as well, for the suck dirt, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna put it up to 6. And then alpha, and yeah. Did I do this for the funnel? Yeah, I did. I did do it for the funnel. And then one more thing that I'm going to add is directional lighting. Now, this is probably the most like difficult part of the entire video. Color light from control point. Now, I had quite a bit of experience with this, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. So as you can see here where it says light 1 control point offset. Now, don't worry about light 2, light 3, light 4. Do not worry about that. This is pretty much like the X, Z, Y axis here. So you would put the X axis to like 1,000. There's a reason why. And then you would put the 50% distance and 0% distance up to 10,000 as well, just to kind of give it like directional lighting. And I think I'm going to put this at like up here. Or actually, no, I'm going to put it to black here, so that you guys can actually see. And then once you add in a color, you can actually see that there's directional lighting to it. Now you can tell if I like put it at like a lower number. Yeah, as you can see, there's directional lighting to it now. But I do suggest putting it like 8,000, for instance. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's put the offset x-axis, the 50% 0% distance to 8,000. Do not worry about don't worry about light 2 to light 4. I have never used that throughout particle making. So yeah, so I'm gonna do the same thing here. Just kind of repeat this process eventually, like once you get used to it. If you want to, again, like directional lighting's optional. One of my friends, Tony, from X Twisters, doesn't know exactly how to do directional lighting, so this video will help him out if he just follows along. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to. So, and the Rolling Tempest probably will too. Oh, also, this I'm just gonna bring this up real quick, but this is gonna be like for a future video. If you want the lighting to be at a certain axis on the y-axis, just literally just change the y-axis to like 4,000. Now, I do that only for like stovepipe, like, and wedge tornadoes that they're actually like big, to kind of give it like a unique lighting, if you get what I mean. And again, I'm also going to do the same thing with the wall cloud, but I'm going to put the distance and the offset to a much higher number. I'm going to put it at 5,000, because if you put it to like 1,000, the lighting like on one side will be like light and the other side will be completely dark. But if you put it at like greater numbers, you can tell that it'll be, you know, like it'll be like that. So I'm gonna put it to like 15,000, because I think that's right. Okay, I think I'm gonna put it to like 175, because I want it to have like a fairly like bright color, or not bright color, just gray color. Yeah. So that's what you do. I would only suggest do this for the base and like the thick tornado. I don't suggest it for like every single part of the wall cloud. Almost messed that up. I cannot type. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So 5,000, or no, 50,000. Sorry. Excuse me. And yeah. So let's see how that turns out, and then that is officially the end of the video. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all. That's all that I had to cover. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has probably been like up to 40 minutes now. Yeah, this is a very long process to do, but I assure you, like once you get used to it, it'll become easier and it'll become more. You'll become like more used to it. But yeah, that is how you create a rope tornado in Gmod. I will give other tutorials on how to make, for instance, like anti-cyclonic tornadoes, um, if you don't know what anti-cyclonic tornadoes are, they pretty much spin counterclockwise. Now this is clockwise here, which that's how normal tornadoes go. But anti-cyclonic tornadoes go counterclockwise, so they go the opposite rotation. So like right now, the debris would be spinning the opposite way. So really, not really anything different there. But I'm also gonna do a tutorial on how to make wedge tornadoes, like stovepipe tornadoes, and multi-vortex tornadoes. Multi-vortex tornadoes, in my opinion, are more harder, and tornadoes with satellite tornadoes, even though I never really make those, because yeah, that's why I just don't make them. So yeah, as you can see right here, this tornado came out really good, but it's definitely not like anything to like I've made. Well, it's good, but it's just not one of my favorite tornadoes that I've made. There's definitely more. Okay, for instance, let's just put it this way: this tornado is very basic to like what I've actually made compared to like the tornadoes from Twister and all, because if you guys have seen my like my particle reviews in game, then yeah, you'll probably notice why. So yeah, if you have any questions, comment down below, and I'll try my best to answer it. But yeah, for anybody that's really wanting this out here, then yeah, this is going to be a starter for you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.